I'm Mike Obsuszt. I'm the athletic director here at Barrington High School. I'm here with Ms. Babbi Barreiro.
Hello, I'm Babbi Barreiro. I'm the Life Skills Department Chair at the high school here. That's physical education, driver's education, health, family consumer science, and the Little Broncos Day School, and PE, of course. We're here specifically tonight to talk to you about physical activity and wellness as one of the cogs in the Blueprint 220 wheel. Developing traits to engage in physical activity and wellness, and appreciation for physical fitness, participation in extracurricular and co-curricular clubs, including individual and team sports. It is no secret the value that extracurricular sports, as well as being physically fit and active, has on the overall person.
We do want to cover this a little bit and just talk a little bit about elementary in general.
So your elementary facilities have some different issues at different schools depending on the school, but you'll note that the number of PE classes has tripled between the years of 2005 and 2017, where we currently are right now. Between the different buildings, in some buildings you have size differences, in some buildings you have the availability and the usage of the building that's an issue, some of them you have different flooring needs and issues, and then others you have some of the infrastructure having to do with technology that are changes between buildings. Elementary PE is growing and the numbers are growing, but the spaces are not growing. So you're talking about, as we've talked a lot about, technology integration over the last few years, gym walls and gym dividers so we can better use the space and divide the space for the multiple classes. Flooring needs, flooring changes, additional storage spaces for all the equipment you need because you have more students, and then of course additional activity spaces. And then you get to the middle school, and you have similar needs there as well, but again, different needs between the two middle schools. Middle school PE focuses a lot on student safety, of course, giving as much activity time to the kids so they're active and getting in active minutes, acquiring skills from a skill acquisition standpoint, and then, of course, your fitness goal and your fitness achievements, and teaching them how to be physically fit young people. Again, with the growing numbers between the two middle schools, you have the need for more equipment. You have the need for more space. We don't have good storage for those things. We have turned some closets into some workout rooms, things like that. So, and even at Prairie Campus, we don't have enough lockers for all the kids there. So those are big issues in the PE world for us as the district grows. This is just a diagram, just an example of kind of an architect's rendering based on listening to just a few of the needs that Lyons Elementary in the back in the top right, and then of course Station Middle School here. This is nothing concrete. This is just an example of some of the possibilities that exist based on some of the needs between the school.
This is a diagram, Barrington High School, and looking at construction phases over the years. If you notice the core of the high school, built 1948, and then you see the other progression, the phases, 1959, 69, construction additions in 1980, and then the last phase in 1999. Okay? Babbi and I were both teachers, coaches back at that time, and I remember when that referendum went out to the community, there was a great need for classroom space, okay? Additional space and much need for upgraded spaces. I think there were a couple mobile classrooms in the front of the high school at that time. One of the biggest needs came in the area of science. Our science labs needed to be greatly updated and enlarged. So what they did in this process, they took our old gymnastics gym, gutted it, and turned it into a number of fantastic science labs. They took our auxiliary gym, again, turned that into science labs, some office space, some storage space, and locker rooms. They took the main gym at that time, and they also transformed that into health classrooms, a foods lab, locker rooms, training room, concession stand, a weight room, and then they left a core of that old gym and they basically transplanted a gymnastics gym there. So we're the basketball coaches at that time. The athletic director comes up to us and says, good news, we're getting a brand new gym. Bad news, you're losing all your other gyms. So 1999, you see in the upper right-hand corner there, that's our current gym. It was built at that time. It was great having a new gym. But honestly, when the smoke cleared, the amount of square footage that we had for PE and athletics for indoors was no more than what we had prior to that. So if you think about that, in 2017, we pretty much have the same indoor space square footage that we had back in 1980. Okay, so 37 years. Lots changed since 1980. In athletics, I have 4 levels of girls soccer, 3 levels of boys volleyball, 2 levels each of girls and boys water polo, 3 of girls bowling, 2 levels of competitive cheerleading and competitive dance, and we have 3 levels of boys lacrosse and 3 levels of girls lacrosse. And on top of that, since 1980, youth sports programs in the area have grown tremendously.
Yeah, physical education in 1980, very different than physical education in 2017. One of the biggest things you can remember from 80 to now, we have about almost 800 more kids in our building. So that's one of the huge differences. We offer a lot, I'm proud to say we offer many different course offerings for us in physical education. Adventure education is one of them. Weight training, we now offer it not only for the juniors and seniors, but also for the sophomores. We have such an interest in that. Fit Females is a junior senior class, is very popular right now in our school, all fitness based. Blended sophomore PE is something that's just 2 years old. We're running it with our sophomore kids. They are wearing a Fitbit. They have the option to blend out of a couple of days of the week if they meet their fitness markers and their zone markers. Very popular and really going very well. Sophomore dance, we now have sophomore dance and our junior senior dance classes. We turn kids away because we don't have enough space in dance. We have our team sports for our junior seniors and our lifetime sports. We're getting to the point, though, in physical education, and again, I'm proud of where we are, but we're starting to be limited. Our curriculum is starting to be driven by our space, and that's just not what we want. We want to keep driving the curriculum with what's best for kids. This is just a quick snapshot of a week in the winter or the spring indoor facilities for after-school activities. So as the basketball coach, I can tell you that back when I started coaching basketball in '89, we had practice right after school, and the boys had practice right after school, and all levels of the boys went, and all levels of the girls went, and then we all went home and had dinner with our families. Now we have one set of practices from, 3:45 to 6:15, and our next set of practices this year will be from 6:15 to 8:45, because we simply don't have the space to be able to allow boys basketball, girls basketball, in each of our 4 levels, and cheerleading and POMs to be able to practice in the facility after school.
In taking a look at some neighboring school districts and the facilities that they have, another unit school district right next door, Lake Zurich High School. Shortly after we built our main gym in 1999, they also built a main gym. They call it their field house. It's really a large gym. But the thing that they did that I think is a great benefit was when they built that, it was an addition to what they currently had. So looking at this picture on the bottom, that's what they call the field house. Large gym, very nice. But they still have their old main gym, and they still have the original gym when the high school was built. So when their teams are practicing after school, like Babbi said, they practice right after school, and then they're done, they go home. So they don't have to have the stacked practice times like we do. Picture on the left, just picture some of our kids in our weight room. If you saw our weight room, you wouldn't believe it's the weight room of a school of 3,000 students, okay? And again, just showing you pictures. Here's a picture of McHenry High School, about 2,300 students, and pretty spacious room. This is Crystal Lake South High School, 1,700 students. Again, to be able to fit a number of students in there. Probably have a couple PE classes doing weight training. So what we're looking at is basically our main needs indoors, another gym, larger fitness and weight rooms, need larger locker rooms, storage spaces, dance studio in the athletic area for both the dance team and for the dance classes and PE, meeting spaces, possibly an indoor track, and also some ADA accessibility on the north end of the school would be very nice.
Outdoor facilities, the same thing. The addition of our synthetic field on the stadium has been hugely helpful for physical education. When it rains, you can't go across the Field of Dreams. You can't go out to the soccer fields across the Field of Dreams because they're underwater some of the time. So we're able to use those spots for PE. So we would love to get some more turf out there where our current practice fields are, perhaps. Renovations in the Field of Dreams complex from 1991 were wonderful, but they're from 1991 and the infrastructure needs updating, as well as our varsity baseball press box bleachers, etc.
We took a trip to Glenbrook South High School and Homewood Flossmoor High School a few weeks back. We took a couple student athletes with us, and did a little video with it. They interviewed them, talking about the facilities that they saw, comparing to the facilities that we have here.
Basically, I started playing football around 3rd grade.
There you go.
And being involved in athletics is much more than just playing the sport. It's just a bond that can't be broken. Hi, my name is Connor Abel, and I'm a senior at Barrington High School, and I play football and lacrosse. So the space isn't great because oftentimes we do have to find other places to practice, or there's not enough gym space for us to practice either. And the whole team can't go in the weight room at once because it'll get too crammed. When you're in the weight room and it's crammed and there's too many people in there, you just can't get any work done. People aren't getting stronger, they're not improving upon what has to be improved upon. Walking into this athletic hallway, I mean, you can kind of see it's a little outdated. And I mean, one of the first things that you'll notice is that you can smell the pool from right when you walk in. Every year you're having like thousands and thousands of people coming in through foot traffic, through your facilities. That first impression that people get is very important.
Walking in, I mean, it just looks like a college facility, and I think that's a direct correlation as to why these teams at this school are so efficient and so good at what they do, is because they have these facilities.
My coach just took us out of the weight room altogether because we don't have enough space in there and there's not enough benches, but here they have more than enough benches, and it makes me want to come in here. It'll make people want to come in here more when they have that much space.
Once you get like something new or something much nicer, it makes people want to come back and watch your team, and it would be really beneficial for us as peers in this community, because it would be a common place that we can go and just get our work done and exercise together, and it'll create a healthier society as well.